Contestant number 2, Ryan. He points to your character.
Hi.
If you would like to describe your character, please, Ryan.
Brassk Nuckel is a 7-foot-tall dragon, commonly known as a sort of lizard man. He is gigantic by the standards of the average creature, but for a dragon, he's actually pretty small. Small in all but his belly size. He's got a bit of a pot belly. Because, he's cuddly, despite being a giant lizardy man. He's got sort of colourful scales all across his body, primarily green, but then a few sort of reds and oranges around the front. And yeah.
What kind of does he wear? Tribal gear, or what kind of clothing does he wear? And equipment. What kind of equipment?
It's fairly minimal in terms of materials. It's mostly sort of covering his modesty, and then sort of straps to hold his equipment and that sort of stuff. He's got a little boomerang on his back. And then his scales do the rest of the job for him. They keep him warm, they keep him protected.
You're going for that Tarzan chic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tarzan's going for that Brassk chic.
Oh, I like it. Right, so he leads you out to the other room. There is a moment when you stand up for him, he's just like, oh, you're a tall fucker, aren't you? Right, come on.
You should see my brothers.
There's this kind of weird shudder, and it's like, oh, right. And he brings you to the side room. Again, you see the table layout, painting, etc. Please roll me a d8.
1d8 coming up. Got you a nice little 5.
Okay. This is an excellent question for your character. So yeah, you see him and he's like, right, I'm going to keep this easy and quick. I have 2 questions for you today, Brassk. First of all, I want you to talk to me about what skills you can bring to smaller Mai.
I have an unshakable sense of honor and justice. I have the heart of a hero, and also Dragonfang, my boomerang.
You named your boomerang.
No.
He writes that down.
Boomerang was named when I obtained.
He crosses out what he wrote and writes something else down. Alright. And is it just a boomerang, or...?
Yes.
Alright. This unshakable sense of honor and duty you've got, what does that actually mean? I don't like stereotype, but I've met some of the Draken, or heard stories about your lot, and some of your lot think are a lot of food.
Some of your lot think are a lot of monsters, but I don't hold things against people.
Oh, that's fair enough, and I try not to either, which is why I want to understand who you are, Brassk.
To me, honor and decency are the only things that matter, and I cannot abide injustice. And I seek to restore the name of the Draken people in the world as honorable, valiant warriors.
Well, your morals are certainly impressive. Let's talk more about your skills. So you got a boomerang. I assume you know how to use it. What are you like in a fight?
Quite a big target, but I only fight if the cause is just, and then I cannot be stopped.
All right, interesting. Okay. He then glances over the book again. What is your passive perception?
It is 13.
13. Okay. I'm not sure it actually would mean anything to Brassk, but you do also see the title of this book is Running Your First Interview by Dummy Dorwin. And he reads the question and he says, there's sort of look in his face like, oh. what is your least favorite thing about humans?
I'm not a fan of the way that they have killed so many of my friends, and also not a fan of the way they have been killed by so many of my friends.
Seems like a pretty obvious answer. I like it. Easy.
Also, they smell a bit strange in the rain.
That's more what I was hoping to hear. Right, okay.
But I can deal with that.
Does Brassk have a pretty good sense of smell, I assume?
Yeah, for sense, for like the sort of scent of creatures and beings, yeah.
Okay. This man, although he has tried to make himself as presentable as possible, he doesn't smell the best. Let's put it that way. Like, and you can, from being in this place in general, like there is this kind of whole smell and sense of like rot throughout this building. Clearly, this man has tried to kind of clean up his back as well as he can, but this building is not in a good way, and that probably would be, for lack of a better term, overwhelming your senses right now.
I'm totally fine.
Especially for someone who's used to being outdoors, this place is not overly pleasant. But all right, Brassk. Well, thank you for your time. I'll see you outside the waiting area, and I'll just be ready. We'll see what you can do during the combat trial.
You are most welcome. Thank you for the consideration.
And he sees you out to the waiting area.
Just like that.
He unfortunately didn't see that because he was looking down at his notes. So we're going to see that happens in character. As you hold his hand up way too above his head, he just walks past without seeing it.